when I threw it, I was like, oh God, I hope this gets close. Terrible pass, but he still caught it. I was like, oh wow. Yeah, you're a different athletic breed.
This is Run the Tape, presented by GMC. Welcome to Run the Tape, y'all. Monica McNutt. And today it's a really special episode. NBA champion, let's start there. But also my Hoya brethren, Jeff Green, joins us. Jeff, thank you so much for pulling up.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
We got to get into your illustrious career. And I want to go back to some footage that is near and dear to my heart, because I think people need to know that you have been one of the best at the rim for almost 2 decades now into your career.
That is true. Very underrated in that aspect, but it's all good. I know the highlights that I do have and the things that I've done, so I don't let it get to me too much. What
we're looking at now, though, is from you in your Georgetown blue and gray. We got a dunk in one play, and then we got a chase down block on the other. And both of these things are aspects that you've been able to carry over to your pro game.
Yeah, they have been. They have been. I mean, I've been having great time in both of those two things throughout my career. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot about these two plays, so it is cool to actually see so many years later. But I've been pretty good at attacking the rim my whole life. Being athletic and using that, and I love the chase down block. Is one of the most fun plays I do. So these highlights, they bring back a lot of memories.
All right, well, we've got more highlights to go down memory lane, but I do want to ask you, though, how old are you in this clip in the Georgetown uniform? What, 20, 19? Did you imagine that you'd still be playing into your NBA career? What are you pushing, 37?
30. I turned 37 in a couple weeks. Yeah. But no, I mean, I honestly didn't. I always tried to be in the present. Being an NBA was always a goal. But having a goal of playing, now going into my 17th year, wasn't the goal. I just wanted to come in and, be effective any way I could and win the championship. So I think I'm on a good path.
You are on a great path. Listen, yes. I'm throwing my sweatshirt today. I have to represent for the squad.
I appreciate it. Yes, sir.
You're on record saying that you consider yourself to be top 5 all time when it comes to poster dunks. And we got quite a few to kick it back to. And just in general, Jeff, what makes you so fearless in terms of going to the rim?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even think when I go. Like, it's not like the thought like, oh, I got to dunk, I got to dunk. I just really just go up and try to make a play. It's never been something that's in my mind where, I have to, dunk on somebody, or it has to happen when I drive and somebody's in the way. I honestly just jump and just see what happens. And I've been on the better end of that for some time now. But they've all been special, and I just like collecting them. It's been pretty fun. I think people are starting to recognize it now, and I think it's becoming more fun.
The dunkers that I talk to say it's not going up, it's coming down. Does it feel different coming down at this point in your career?
Honestly, no. I mean, I really, really take ownership on proud of myself on taking care of my body. I've been with some great vets throughout my career who has helped me get to this point. And one thing that they've done that I've noticed was take care of their body. So during the summer, even during the season, I'm always taking care of, it starts with the base. So you got to take care of the feet, knees, ankles. And, now coming down, I don't have to come down looking to see if anybody's there or expecting any pain. So hopefully that continues for the next couple of years.
January 9th, 2013. Do you remember this one?
I remember the date because I know the date very, very well. But I know that was a special game. I want to say this might have been the first year that I came back from heart surgery.
This game was a year to the date. You're correct.
I was just happy to be on the court, obviously, given the situation I was in the year before. And to come out and to have a game like I did have. I think I had like 3 dunks or 4 dunks that were very, very like powerful dunks. So, just that whole, year, and for it to come full circle, to have a game on that day and to have a game like I did, I think it was just even more special, just the way I played and the way I finished.
I remember this making its way down to DC for the highlights because you had sat with Lindsay Zarniak, right, to tell your story. And the date was circled on our calendar. And I remember this highlight being in our local news in DC because everybody was so pumped to have you back.
I didn't circle it because I never try to look forward in the season. So when this day came, and probably like 2 weeks before, I noticed that it was the same day. Then it was like, okay, like, this is going to be special. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to try not to think about, get emotional about being a year later. But, to have a game like I had and the way I played, I was a little emotional. And you can see the fans in the back. I think they all enjoyed that one.
Is it the Superman celebration you and Jason Terry shared at the end of this? Was that on purpose?
Jet, he came up with this because he wanted me to do it because of the heart surgery. It had nothing to do with like Cam and like this whole Superman. It was like the open chest, like just show your heart, the passion. And he came up and I started doing it a little bit after this game. I think that was probably the first time I did it because I'm not like too emotional in the celebrations and stuff at the dunks. So he was telling me I need to do it. You got to do it after you dunk. You got to do it.
Your stoic nature after big time dunks is something that we noticed as we put this together. But let's keep it moving. We're going to talk about your clutch gene because you got some game winners in your career. And obviously, based on how many teams want you, you represent the consummate pro in terms of your versatility on both sides of the ball and what you're able to do. So let's get into this one a little bit. There were 0.8 of a second left. Do you remember this by looking at it?
I remember this one, yeah. Because I remember Courtney, he threw a great pass. Courtney Lee is a good friend of mine. He's not known as a good passer. So when he made this perfect pass, everybody was a little bit shocked. But he put it right at the rim, dunked it right on a good buddy of mine, John Lure. He was under the rim. But to do that for the game, it was big time coaching. He drew up a good play, and I was able to catch it and finish it.
Also, got to be honest, I was like, Jeff played in Memphis? Like, I know you played in the right teams, but I did not remember this.
So it was the back half of a year and the front half. In those two halves, I developed some good friendships with some good guys in Zebo, Mark, Mike Conley, who I knew since college. We played him in the Final Four. C. Lee, we were together in Boston. But, we played some good basketball. We had a good chance to make a run in the playoffs, but we ended up running to a deadly Steph Curry who lit us on fire after we was up 2-1. But that was a good short stint, a great time to be with the people of Memphis.
All jokes aside, though, Jeff, and I know you a little bit, so I know, like, you now have a family. And journeyman, while it's a compliment, it also seems like the human element of it all is maybe it's not as cute because, like, it's not just you anymore.
Like a look at my career as far as, like, embracing it and knowing that I've adapted in every situation. And every year the phone rings.
Especially now, like with a family, do you want to be somewhere and just like be there? Like, I honestly was shocked you weren't going back to Denver.
Yeah, I do. Like my girls, they're getting to the age where, they're starting to understand a little bit more the moving. The oldest is 6. The second one, she is 5 years old. The baby, she's just like having fun all the time. But there's, they grew to have great friendships in Denver. And it was hard to tell them that we wasn't going back to Denver. I wanted to stay there, but we all know it's a business first. And, when business happens, there's nothing you can do about it. So, but they're excited. They go to Houston. We told them that we're going to try to get a house with a pool, and we got lucky because they love swimming. So that gave them excitement about going to Houston. So hopefully they have the same excitement about going to school there.
That is a group that definitely can use your veteran type leadership. But we're not going to get too far down the road because we got more tape to get into. We're going now back to, January 2009. This is when you were teammates alongside KD and Russ. You remember this?
I remember. I think this might be the game I hit the game winner. I'm not even sure.
We're here to gas you up. So yes, it is. But first, let's get into the play prior. Whoopsie, before KD was completely great.
Yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress. We all take down lumps, but you look at them now, you wouldn't even remember this play.
Well, you remember.
Yeah, I definitely remember this. This is my first game winner. I was surprised that I even got the ball, to be honest with you, with KD on the floor. But I think they went up and doubled KD when he came up high out the floor by the hash. So I just curled into it, and I called glass. I called glass.
That's that Georgetown fundamental. I love it.
Yeah, use every part of the backboard. It is your friend. And it went in, and that was the first game winner. So, but they took the excitement by viewing it, and it really like messed up all the emotions afterwards. And but it was still fun. That was my first game winner. To start an early career.
You and KD joke about this at all? Like, did Russ, those guys, y'all remember? They remember?
Nah, not really. No, I think now we're so far removed from these moments. Like it's, we've always mentioned, how it was, playing with each other. I was with Russ a couple of weeks ago, and, knowing, the relationship that we built, to see, the growth, maturity as adults now. We talk about the team that we had and, what we could have been. But, like I said, business takes its place in this NBA sometimes, and that can really mess up a good group, a good young group. And we had that. And, we could have been special, but, we're still friends, and we still kick it to this day.
Three's the charm, Jeff. We got one more game winner for you. This one is 2013 Miami. Dwayne Wade, very uncharacteristic at the line here.
Yeah, I remember this very, very well. He missed the first one and tried to, because there was only a little bit of time left. He tried to miss the second one to help the time go out, but, he missed it that bad that we got it quick enough to call a timeout. My man, G. Wallace, made a great, great pass to that corner. That's a hard pass.
No, this one is crazy.
It was like perfect. I mean, you couldn't make a better pass, and I was able to get it off. And I told that guy sorry, by the way, because I actually met that guy that I ran into on the sideline like a couple years later.
You were the option on this play.
I would love to say yes, but I don't remember. I don't remember, but like the last play in OKC, I'm glad they found me. So, so I'm glad they found me.
The pass obviously is precise, but I think like how quick you get the shot off too is like, whew.
Yeah, I'm not known for having a quick release, but I guess, when the adrenaline is pumping and you have no other option, you hope for a good prayer.
These were all really great. Shout out to my terrific producer, Anthony Lapinto. Shout out to Anthony, because I was like, look at Jeff being, okay, I see you.
Thanks, Anthony. I appreciate you, man. Making me look good out here.
Defender also is something that people praise you for. Activity, your length, your ball awareness.
Well, I wasn't trying to let him get the ball. I just happened to get my hand on that ball right there. And, Brown making a good outlet pass, me with the Jets on.
This is your thing, though. Chase down block.
Yeah, my timing is great on that. I've watched guys like Bron, who is known to have, good timing on the chase down. And it's just a great hustle play. This was my favorite. How hard I was running on this play, and plus it was, against a division opponent, against Memphis, somebody who they were playing very, very well at that point. And I think it kind of set the standard for how we needed to play that game. But that block right there was probably my favorite. He's very athletic, by the way, contrast. So I told him he needs to start dunking a little bit more instead of letting me get that block.
All right, so what's the art of the chase down then?
It's timing and it's hustle. Being able, because I can jump off either foot. So for me is, the timing is there either way. It's just, the hustle of getting back. And really it's about having like a stealth-like approach to it, because if they know you're coming, they try to, go up a little faster, or try to, get the layup a little quicker. But, for me, I try to just, hustle back. And I'm gonna be honest, you don't have this is my second favorite. My second favorite was against Chris Paul when I was in OKC. He thought he had a layup. I think he might have been in New Orleans at that point. I ran from like 3/4 of the court to get that one. And I was able to get it last minute, like Tayshaun Prince in the playoffs type. I have a lot.
We've got you having played with 8 MVP winners over the course of your career.
Okay.
Yeah, you just
asked me to name them.
No, you don't have to name them. We're just getting into it. This clip we're gonna go to is LeBron, though. We just love your interaction with Bron after this oop.
It was a bad pass. He was running so fast, like it was hard to like really throw it in a certain point. But when I threw it, he got a piece of the ball and they kind of moved to behind Bron. And I don't know how he caught that. And I was just, after he caught it, I was like, oh my God. And that's when he looked at it, I was just like, yeah, that's ESPN. That's top 10, brother.
Is he the guy that does more unbelievable things on the court, or is it your most recent MVP teammate? Like, which one?
I gotta say it's the tie. Those are both my guys. There's no way you can go against or put one above the other. The things that they do on the court is special, and the way that they make their team better is special. They both can pass the ball extremely well. They do it from different positions on the floor.
All right, speaking of passing though, let's get into this one from this past season.
Oh, this is behind the back.
Mm-hmm.
You see, yeah, and one. You see the emotion? I showed emotion on this one. Only
this
do it
is
on
one
layups.
of the few that we were like, look.
Only do it on layups. To see the floor the way he does is truly remarkable. He gave me a lot of easy baskets the last 2 years.
I was telling the guys, I was like, it almost feels like Joker and Jeff could be like best friends in terms of their personalities. Like they just want to hoop and they're not a whole bunch of pomp and circumstance.
Yeah, I don't think people really know how, pretty much because he don't really speak to the media. But Joker, he's an hilarious guy. His nickname is fitting to who he truly is. When you know him, when you get to know him, and you get to sit down and talk to him, you realize how funny he is and how cool he is to be around. And he was somebody who we always went to dinner, especially my first year. We always went to dinner. We did a lot of team things last year as far as being together as a group. This guy, he's special. He's very, very special.
We got to get into this one last dunk. And before we play it, though, I'm so happy for you, obviously, because we go way back.
You did something with Rondo when you guys were giving a list about guys who you hope win the championship.
Yes.
And I'm very much appreciative about that.
I was personally thrilled that you got off the list and that you won your first NBA title. So let's check out this last play.
To get a dunk like this in the finals, I was truly happy. I ain't gonna lie. To be in the finals again, because the first time you're just enjoying the moment, you're glad that you're there, and then it goes by so fast, and you're like, damn, I wish I would have did more. To be in that position, we were closing game, and to get a dunk like that, it was amazing. So I truly took it all in, as you can see. Being with the fans, it was. I don't know. I was on cloud nine. I did make my way to the trophy and give her a hug and a kiss, but then after that, I was on the side of my wife and my 3 kids. We were taking in the moment.
Was it a release and like a weight lifted, or now are you chomping at the bit even more to do it again?
For me, it was a weight lifted because as a competitor, as somebody who have sacrificed so much through the years for this ultimate goal, to now have it. It felt like the pressure, every player, wants to win a championship. And it's hard to do. It's hard to get there. It's hard to, even repeat. It's hard to, year after year to go there. I mean, LeBron did it, so many times, getting there, but he didn't win them all. But for me, a guy who was never the main guy, who always wanted to put team first, who always wanted to do things right for the team to make sure we had a chance to get to the NBA Finals. I don't know how many years left I have, but, for me, it's like the career is accomplished, no matter what happens. I don't care, about anything else other than winning championship, and I've done it. So for me, these last couple of years is about just, giving the knowledge that was given to me of, the veterans that I had, like KG, Vince Carter, Paul Pierce, you name it, I've had it. Like even guys like, Chris Wilcox, Earl Watson. I've had some great vets. So for me now, it's all about just passing on that knowledge because, this one thing that I've been fighting for so many years, I got it. And, I couldn't be more thankful for the guys that, were on that team.
You mentioned, and obviously you are a veteran, a well-respected veteran. What's your leadership style though, Jeff? Because I don't feel like you are a rah, 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 in guys' face kind of guy.
I take the time to get to know somebody. Take the time to get to know my teammates. You can't be in everybody's face. A lot of people, sometimes they go into their shell, then they might not want to talk in the next 3 days. Or you have guys who need, somebody to, be in their face and, keep them accountable and on their toes. But I also keep the locker room light. So I play both sides. And I know I've been in this league for a long time. I know how to play both sides, making sure that guys, come in with the positivity, making the locker room, feel light as possible, with laughter or, joking around. But I know when it's time to be serious. But yes, I can be the rah-rah guy who, cussing guys out. Yeah, that's a strange one probably to everybody. But yes, I can go that route if need be, but I only go there, if I have to. So, but it's rare that I do.
Well, it is definitely one of your characteristics that is respected. Anytime your name comes up beyond the basketball stuff, great locker room guy is a part of that. On that note, what excites you most about your next opportunity in Houston?
Yeah, I mean, it's the group of guys that we have. We got a balance of both. No guys are probably as my age, but we have guys who have done great things in this league. Fred is he's won a championship. He knows what it takes. You got Dylan, who's played well his years as a defender, playing both sides of the floor with Memphis, and he's been in the playoffs. He knows how to get there. He knows how to play hard. He knows how to get under people's skin, as you can see this last couple of years. And we have some young guys, Jalen Green. I'm gonna say he's my cousin, but we're not really related. And Jabari. Two young guys who are trying to make a name for themselves. So I think with that balance, and a great coach in Ime. So with that balance, trying to teach them how to be pros, teach them how to what it takes to win games. Because that winning culture hasn't been there in the last couple of years. So I think we have what it takes to make a push to try to get in the playoffs. I know a lot of people will doubt that, but you got to start somewhere. And I think if we all buy into what Ime wants and what he wants us to do, I think we have a chance to get there.
It's a better group with you in that locker room for sure. Jeff, again, congratulations. Continued success. Enjoy the last couple of weeks of being 36, as they say, before you turn 37. Thanks for hanging out with me on Run the Tape.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
This episode of Run the Tape is presented by GMC. Tow hitches of the world, prepare for glory.